वनचारी यमुनतीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा गिरिधारी श्री राधे जय राधा गिरिधारी श्री राधे जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रमय जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रमय जय गौरानिताय श्री श्री गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय श्री श्री गौरानिताय जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव जय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय गुरुदेव की जय भागवत महाग्रंथ की जय हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण देव स्वांचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to this morning session of Srimad Bhagavatam. We are reading Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita. I am sharing the screen. Please bear with me. Thank you. Prabhuji, are you able to see the screen?
Yes, Mataji, we can see that.
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. So we are reading Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita, Volume 2, Chapter number 40, Around the World but Absorbed in Bombay. That is the title of the chapter. And if you are following the book, page number 99, Volume 2. Los Angeles, May 18, 1972. Word had spread that Srila Prabhupada wanted GBC secretaries to get out from behind their desks and preach. And 4 American GBC men eager to become sannyasis were waiting when Srila Prabhupada arrived in Los Angeles. Saswarupa. Prabhupada said that because we were taking sannyasa in the prime of youth, we had ample opportunity to do much more than he. He said he had taken sannyasa at the fag end of life, but that A little is better than nothing. Everyone laughed at the thought that we could do more than Prabhupada. One by one, we went to Vyasasana, and Prabhupada gave us our Tridandas and said, "Now preach, preach, preach." Immediately afterward, Prabhupada had us up in his room. We asked him if there were any special instructions. He said there were two restrictions in sannyasa life. One was that when meeting a rich man and seeing his opulent wealth, we must not think, "Oh, I have given up everything, but I wish I could enjoy these things." And the other restriction was that when we see a beautiful woman, we must not think, "I had a beautiful wife, and now this beautiful woman is here. I could enjoy her." In other words, do not have any regrets about having taken sannyasa. Jagadisa. Prabhupada had all the GBC men come to Los Angeles, where some of them took sannyasa and we discussed reporting, preaching Jones. We had one special meeting with Prabhupada. All the GBC men were sitting there in the room, and Prabhupada looked us all over. He said, "Are you all convinced?" We just sat there. Nobody said anything for about 2 minutes. It was one of the heaviest moments of my life. Prabhupada challenging us, "Are you convinced? Are you sincere?" As Prabhupada spoke, his GBC disciples listened intently. "As far as I am concerned," he said, "I am convinced. Therefore, I am pushing on. It is a fact. I am pushing on because it is a fact, not fiction. That much I am personally convinced. Whenever someone says, 'You believe,' I say, 'No, I do not believe. It is fact.' So you must spread your conviction by your literature, arguments, preaching, facing opposing elements. But are you convinced? If you are not convinced, then it is not good for me. The first thing is enthusiasm. Don't be dead. You have to work more than me. Anyone who has life, he can preach." So the local president and treasurer of the temple will manage. The GBC can supervise that things are going on. But the first management is that each and every member is chanting 16 rounds and following the regulations. Otherwise, that is our spiritual strength. Now it's in your hands. That was my plan, to give it to the Americans. But you have to spiritually strong. If you superficially want to be managers, it won't be good. And simply touring is not required. By traveling, you have to do something substantial to increase the society. At the time of Lenin, he had just few men, and he took over the entire country. It is up to you to spread God consciousness. Don't be stagnant. Go and preach. Your duty is to inform them. My dear American brothers, you have so much wealth and pleasure. Use it for Krishna. If not, it will be degradation. Srila Prabhupada met with many US ISKCON leaders in Los Angeles and saw the wide array of Krishna consciousness activities in his Western world headquarters. He had a new recording of Krishna bhajans performed with guitars and other Western instruments produced at the devotees' own Golden Avatar studio, and he approved it, saying, "This is better than George Harrison." He visited the art studio where the devotees were painting illustrations for his books, and he made suggestions. Prabhuji, I would like to stop here, Prabhuji.
That's fine, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. So we are reading the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5. The name of the canto is Creative Impetus, and we are in 20th chapter. The chapter name is Structure of the Universe, and we are reading verses from 18 to 21 today. I'm sharing the screen. Are you able to see, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji, we can see that.
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Canto 5, chapter 20, verse number 18. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. Krishna. So there is no meter for this. I'm just reading. Tata krutodadvahi क्रौञ्चद्वीपो द्विगुणः स्वमानेन क्षीरोदेन परितपक्लृप्तो वृतो यथा कुसोद्वीपघृतोदेन यस्मिन् क्रौञ्चो नाम पर्वत राजोद्वीप नाम निर्वर्तक आस्ते. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. तथागृतोदाद्बहिः क्रौञ्चद्वीपो द्विगुणस्वमानेन क्षीरोदेन परित उपक्लृप्तो वृतो यथा कुसोद्वीपो घृतोदेन यस्मिन् क्रौञ्चो नाम पर्वतराजो द्वीपनामा निर्वर्तक अस्ते. Anybody would like to? You are welcome.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I am just reading.
Yes, please read.
तथाकृतो दादो बहिः कौञ्चदीपो द्विगुणः समानेन क्षीरोदेन परित उपक्लिप्तो प्रीतो यथा कुशोद्दीपो घृतोदेन यस्मिन् क्रौञ्चो नाम पर्वतराजो दीपो नामो निवर्तको अस्ते. हरे कृष्ण माता.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Can I
Hare
read?
Krishna. Yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
तथा कृतोदार्बहिः क्रौञ्चद्वीपो द्विगुणस्वमानेन क्षीरोदेन परीत उपक्लिप्तो वृतो यथा कुशद्वीपो धृतोदेन यस्मिन् क्रौञ्च नामो पर्वतराजो द्वीपनामा निर्वर्तके आस्ते. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी दंडवत प्रणाम.
Dhanavad Mataji, please go ahead.
तथा घृतो दादवैः क्रौञ्च दीपो द्विगुणः स्वमानेन शिरदेन परितो उपक्लिप्तो वृतो यथा कुशदीपो घृतदेन यस्मिन् क्रौञ्चो नाम पर्वतराजो द्वीपो नाम निर्वर्तक आस्ते. हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. May I try,
Dhanavad
please?
Pranam. Yes, Mataji, please.
तथा घृतोत बहिः करुञ्च द्वीपो द्विगुणा स्वामानेन क्षीरोदेन परीत उपलक्तो वृतो यथा कुशद्वीपो गृहेदेन यस्मिन् कुरुञ्चो नाम पर्वतराजो द्वीप नाम निर्वर्तक आस्ते. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Would anybody like to read synonyms?
May I?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Tatha, so also. Grihit Udat, from the ocean of clarified butter. Bahi, outside. Korancha Dvipa, another island known as Korancha Dvipa. Dvigunaha, twice as big. Samanena, as the same measurement. Chir Udena, by an ocean of milk. Paritaha, all around. Upakalpata, surrounded. Pritaha, surrounded. Yatha, like. Kushadvipaha, the island known as Kushadvip. Gritaha Udena, by an ocean of clarified butter. Yashmin, in which. Koroncha Nama, name Koroncha. Parvata Raja, a king of mountains. Dvipanama, the name of the island. Nirvartaka, bringing about a stay, exists. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, Hare Krishna. Would anybody like to read translation? Please.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I am reading it.
Yes,
Outside
Prabhuji.
the ocean of clarified butter is another island known as Kronchadipo, which has a width of 1.6 million yojonas or 12.8 million miles, twice the width of the ocean of clarified butter. As Kushodvipo is surrounded by an ocean of clarified butter, Kronchodvipo is surrounded by an ocean of milk, as broad as the island itself. On Kronchodvipo, there is a great mountain known as Kroncho, from which the island takes its name. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So we'll go to next verse. Yoso guha praharanano hita nitamba kunjo api kshirodena sicyamano bhagavata varunane gupto vibayo babuva. So anybody would like to read?
Hare Krishna Mataji, I'm just reading it.
Yes.
Josho graho prahorano motito nitambo kunjopi khirodena ashichamano bhagavata varuno no vi gupto vivayo bhuvo. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Would anybody like to read synonyms?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Mataji.
Yeah.
Here, which show that mountain, Guho Praharana, by the weapons of Kartikeya, the son of Lord Shiva, Unmo Thito, shaken, Nitambo Kunjo, whose trees and vegetables along the slopes, Api, although, Shira Udena, by the ocean of milk, Ashichamanaha, being always bathed, Bhagavata, by the greatly powerful, Borunena, the demigod known as Borun, Obhigupta, protected. Vibhaya Babhuva has become fearless. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. The translation?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yeah.
Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Although the vegetables living on the slopes of Mount Karancha were attacked and devastated by the weapons of Kartikeya, the mountain has become fearless because it is always bathed on all sides by the ocean of milk and protected by Varunadeva. Sorry.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So now we are reading the 20th verse. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Tasmin api prayavrato Gruto Pristo Namadipati Svedvipe Varshani Sapta Vibhajya Teshu Putra Namashu Sapta Ritvadan Varshapan Nivesya Swayam Bhagavan Bhagavataha Parama Kalyana Esa Atma Bhutasya Hares Charanarabindam Upajagama. So, anybody would like to read synonyms?
May I, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Tasmin, in that island, Api also Prayavartaha, the son of Maharaj Priyavrata, Grihit Prishtha, name, Adipatahi, the king of that island, Sway, his own, Dvipe, in the island, Varshani, tracts of land, Sapt, 7, Vibhajya, dividing, Teshu, in each of them, Putra, Namasu, possessing the names of his sons, Sapt, 7, Rikta, Dan, sons, Varshapan, the masters of the Varshas, Niveshya, appointing, Swayam, himself, Bhagavan, very powerful, Bhagavata, of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Param Kalyan Yashaha, whose glories are so auspicious, Atma Bhutasya, the soul of all souls, Harera Charana Arvindam, the lotus feet of the Lord, Jagama, took shelter at. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Translation?
Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The ruler of this island was another son of Maharaja Priyavrata. His name was Gritaprastha, and he was a very learned scholar. He also divided his own island among his 7 sons. After dividing the island into 7 parts, named according to the names of his sons, Grataprastha Maharaja completely retired from family life and took shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord. The soul of all souls, who has all such auspicious qualities, thus he attained perfection. Hari.
Thank you, Mataji. So next we are going to 21st verse. अमो मधुरुहो मेघपृष्ठा सुधामा व्रजस्तो लोहितर्नो वनस्पतिरिति घृतप्रस्था सुतास्ते संवर्षगिरया सप्त सप्तैव नद्याश्चाभिख्यातः शुक्लो वर्धमानो भोजन बर्हिणो नन्दनन्दनः सर्वतो भद्रा इति अभयाम् अमृतौगा आर्यका निर्तावती रूपवती पवित्रवती शुक्लेति. So anybody would like to synonyms and translation?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
आम आम मधुरुह मधुरुह मेघपृष्ठ मेघपृष्ठ सुधामा सुधामा भ्राजिष्ठ भ्राजिष्ठ लोहितर्ण लोहितर्ण वनस्पति वनस्पति इति दस गृहपृष्ठ श्रुता. The sons of Grihoprishtha, they some of those sons, Varshogirayo, boundary hills of the tracts of land, Shapto 7, Eva also, Nodyo rivers, Cho, and Obhikyataha, celebrated, Shukla Bardhamana, Shukla and Bardhamana, Bhojanaha, Bhojana, Upavarhina, Upavarhina, Nadya, Nandaha, Nanda, Nandanaha, Nandana, Sarvato Bhadra, Sarvato Bhadra, Iti Das, Abhaya, Abhaya, Amritaugha, Amritaugha, Aryaka, Aryaka, Tirthavoti, Tirthavoti, Rupavati, Rupavati, Pavitravati, Pavitravati, Shukla, Shukla, Iti Das. Hare Krishna
Thank you,
Mataji.
Mataji. We can continue, Mataji, translation.
Hare Krishna Mataji, may I read the translation?
Yes, yes, Mataji, please.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The sons of Maharaj Grist Prishta were named Ama, Madhuruha, Megha, Prishta, Sudama, Brajishtha, Lohitaran, and Vanaspati. In their island, there are 7 mountains which indicate the boundaries of the 7 tracts of land, and there are also 7 rivers. The mountains are named Shukla, Vardhamana, Bhujan, Upabarhina, Nandana, and Sarvato Bhadra. The rivers are named Abhaya, Amritongaha, Aryaka, Tirthavati, Rupavati, Pavitravati, and Shukla. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Now we are reading the last verse. Yasmam ambaha pavitram amalam upayunjanaha purusa rishabha dravina devaka samnya varsha purusha apomayam devamapam purenanjalina yajnete. So please read the synonyms.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I am just reading the synonyms.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yasham, of all the rivers. Ambo, the water. Povitram, very sanctified. Amalam, very clean. Upayunjana, using. Purusha, Purusha. Rishava, Rishava. Dravina, Dravina. Devaka, Devaka. Sangya, Sangya, endowed with names. Varsha, Purusha, the inhabitants of those Varshas. Apo, Mayam, Varuna, the Lord of water. And Devam, as the worshipable deity. Apama, of water. Purnena, with full. Anjalina, folded palms. Yajante, to worship. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Someone can read the translation, Papa, please.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
The inhabitants of Kronchadipo are divided into 4 castes called the Purushas, Rishabhas, Dravinas, and Devakas. Using the waters of those sanctified rivers, they worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead by offering a palmful of water at the lotus feet of Varuna, the demigod who has a form of water. Papot. Vishwanath Chakraborty Thakur says, Apamaya Asmayam. With joined palms, the inhabitants of the various sections of Kronchadipa offered the sanctified waters to the rivers to a deity made of stone or iron. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So I'm stopping here. ओमज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयते। नष्टप्रायसु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमातमं श्रीचैतन्यचन्द्र ईश्वरं। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. So in these verses we are discussing the mountain Kronchadvipa. Actually in this session it is the entire chapter describing about the structure of the universe. This is actually the Srishti Leela of the Lord. When you go back to the second canto, third canto, the Visarga is happened by Lord Brahma. When he was creating, when he came from the level of Garbhodaka Vishnu, so he started dividing the whole universe into some planetary systems. I'm just sharing one picture. Just a second. Are you able to see? Are you able to see?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So here at the beginning, the entire universe is compared with the lotus. Lotus is in the pond, and lotus leaf, lotus stem, and lotus flower. So here, when Brahma is appeared on the top of the lotus flower, so he divided first the universe into 3 parts: Bhu, Bhuva, and Swaraha. So Bhumandala and Bhuvarloka and Swargaloka. Here, this stem in this entire lotus leaf, the underneath the leaf is water. Garbhodaka ocean is there. So in the Garbhodaka ocean there is a Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. He is lying down. From his navel, the Brahma appeared. So Brahma is on the top of the lotus flower. He divided the entire universe into 14 planetary systems. You see, this is the leaf of the lotus. This entire leaf is Bhumandala. The flat surface is Bhumandala. And Lord Brahma divided the stem into Bhuvarloka, Swargaloka. So this, and again Mahaloka, Jalloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka, and where the flower is there. So this is the entire, and if you see the edge of the leaf and the thick layer of the leaf edges, again he divided into 7, the lower planetary system: Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Rasatala, Talatala, Patala, like that 7 planetary systems he created. So those are in the edge, the width of the lotus leaf. So actually we are discussing about this part, the where the leaf is located, that is entire Bhumandala. So you know the story. I'm closing this one. You know the story of Priyavrata. So Priyavrata, when he was ruling, So he observed when the sun is there, only certain parts are having the light, the other parts are becoming dark. So he doesn't like that concept. He wants to make entire Bhumandala to light. He wants to give. So he traveled along the sun in a path, and he was making the other part also light. He became a sun. He was traveling with chariot with one wheel, and in 26 days he was making one ditch around the sun. Like that, again 26 days, he was enlarging his chariot, and he is also becoming large. With that enlarged chariot, he was making the twice size of the previous ditch. Like that, he made 7 ditches. Each ditch is twice than previous one. And his chariot also bigger, so that the big ditch is formed around the Mount Meru. He was making these ditches around Mount Meru. So this entire Bhumandala that we saw in the leaf area of the lotus, that Bhumandala he divided into 7 ditches. So these ditches are nothing but dvipas. So when Prevata was traveling, he made 7 ditches around the Mount Sumeru. These 7 ditches are called 7 dvipa. Dvipa means, dvi means two. Apa means water. So the land is surrounded by on either side by water. That's why these are called dvipas. I am going to share the another picture where we will see the entire 7 ditches, 7 dvipas. I'm going to share it. Here we can see there are 7, how the 7 dvipas are located. If you see in the middle, so this is Mount Sumeru. Around the Mount Sumeru, the ditch that is called Jambudvipa. So we already discussed what is Jambudvipa, how many Varshas are there, and what are the inhabitants, and what are the worshipable deities. We all discussed the Jambudvipa, the next to the Mount Sumeru, that part is in the middle, that is Jambudvipa. Now we are coming to the other parts of the Dvipas also. So that's why this chapter name is Structure of Universe. Here, the next, surrounded by that Jambudvipa, there is a Plakshadvipa. Each Dvipa is surrounded by water. So surrounded by water also. The width of the ocean and width of the Dvipa is same. But the width of the next Dvipa and next ocean is twice at the previous Dvipa. If you see, this Dvipa is very little. When you come to the Plaksha Dvipa, the size is increased. It is 0.1 million yojanas. The size of Plaksha Dvipa is 0.2 million yojanas. So it is getting doubled. The Plaksha Dvipa, it is surrounded by sugarcane ocean. If you see that, this is a sugarcane ocean around the Plakshadvipa. The Plakshadvipa, the worshipable deity is sun god. So we already discussed. And next to the Plakshadvipa, there is a Salmala Dvipa. Salmala Dvipa, because the name comes because the Salmali tree is there. Worshipable god is moon god. And in this Salmali tree, there is a home for Garuda, Salmali Dvipa. Next to the Salmali Dvipa, there is a Kusha Dvipa. This is twice than the Salmali Dvipa. So each Dvipa is getting double of the previous Dvipas. Here, Kusha Dvipa, why the Kusha Dvipa? The name came after the Kusha glasses are there here. Kusha glasses are there. That's why this Dvipa is called Kusha. And it is surrounded by clarified butter. You see, each and every island is surrounded by certain type of oceans. All are not water, all are not milk. So they are different ingredients. The Plakshadvipa, sugarcane ocean, and Salmali Dvipa, it is surrounded by liquor ocean, and Kushadvipa is surrounded by clarified butter. So again, now the Kushadvipa is twice that of Salmali Dvipa. Now we are discussing Kraunchadvipa. So this is the Jambudvipa, Lakshadvipa, Salmali Dvipa, Kusadvipa, and Kraunchadvipa. The fifth Dvipa we are discussing fifth Dvipa. And there are another, if you go further, there is a Sakadvipa, Pushkara Dvipa, like that there are 7 islands. In the Kraunchadvipa, it is surrounded by milk ocean. Kraunchadvipa, see here, there is a milk ocean around Kraunchadvipa. The width of Kraunchadvipa and width of the milk ocean, same, like that. And Sakadvipa, it is surrounded by yogurt ocean, and Pushkaradvipa surrounded by clear water ocean. So, and also there is a significance of each and every Dvipas. Krauncha Dvipa named after the Krauncha mountain. That's why the name Krauncha is appeared. So the worshipable Lord is Varuna. We will discuss more about Krauncha Dvipa today. I am closing this. So when Priyavrata, he had 7 sons, he divided the Jambudvipa and gave it to his 7 sons. So Jambudvipa was ruled by Agnidhara, Plakshadvipa was ruled by Idmajviha, and Salmali Dvipa by Yajnabahu, and Kusadvipa by Hiranyareta, and Krauncha Dvipa. Now we are discussing the ruler name is Vrutaprashta. So, and Sakadvipa is Metatiti, Puksha Dvipa is Pushkara Dvipa is Vitihodra. So, like that, he divided the entire Bhumandala and given to his 7 sons. They were ruling these Dvipas very nicely. And the different worshipable gods also for each Dvipas. And we are going one by one. And we discussed the geographical nature of each Dvipa, because if you see the Jambu Dvipa, Plaksha Dvipa, Salmali Dvipa, the width is doubling each time. Jambu Dvipa 0.1 yojanas, million yojanas, and Plaksha Dvipa is 0.2 yojanas, Salmali 0.4, Kushadvipa is 0.8. So each time it is getting double. Kraunchadvipa 1.6, Sakadvipa 3.2, Pushkaradvipa 6.4. Now we are discussing the glories of Kraunchadvipa. So why the name Kraunchadvipa came, we already saw, because of the mountain, Krauncha mountain, the name Krauncha appeared. And this mountain, Kraunchadvipa, signifies the strength and power. It is a very huge mountain. The symbolizes for strength and power. And so each and every time it has been pierced by the weapons of Kartikeya. Who is Kartikeya? In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Senana Maham Skanda. So he is a Senapati. So when he was fighting with the demon Sura, so always, because we already studied in Kusadvipa, there is a Kartikeya. And so he was protecting the Dvipa. So he was fighting with Sura demons. That time, some of his weapons are attacking the mountain, Krauncha mountain, and it's losing some of the part. But it is restored by the bathing in the milk ocean, and it is protected by milk ocean and also Varuna Deva. So the worshipable Lord in this Kraunchadvipa is Varuna Deva. And the ocean surrounded by Kraunchadvipa is milk ocean. It symbolizes each and everything. There is a significance in our universe. The Prabhupada says it's not a myth, it's not allegory, it's not a just like that. It doesn't come just like okay, Big Bang Theory. There is a systematic evolution, systematic, the universes, the planetary systems are created. Then each and every planet is subdivided and ruled by the saintly kings. And they were ruling with righteous religious principles, and it's not for their enjoyment. They were using all these energies, whatever opulences, whatever the resources, they were using in the service of the Lord. So that's why these are so it's not like that. There is a purpose for it. There is an intention for it, why it is created. So Brahma created these planets according to the desires and moods of the living entities. To send the living entities in different places, he created different planetary systems. So each and every the Dvipa and every planet was ruled by particular type of demigods or kings. They are saintly persons. So they know how to utilize and the Lord's resources. They know how to deal with the nature also. So here, when this Parvata mountain is pierced by the weapons of Kartikeya, again they are restored and protected by Vananadeva and the milk ocean. And so ocean symbolizes nourishment and purity. So the inhabitants in this Kronja Dvipa, they take that water and they get nourishment. And the seven, and also the worshipable Lord is Varuna. Here, the Kraunchadvipa living entities, they worship the Supreme Lord in the form of Varuna Deva. Varuna Deva resembles water. It's a water god. And we can see that there is a connection. They worship the form of Lord which is connected to the environment. So water is the part of environment. And they know that he is the sustainer, he is the maintainer. So they depend on the water for their livelihood. They worship the Varuna Deva, they worship the Supreme Lord in the form of Varuna Deva. So they know that he is the super soul of all beings. They know very well. So Varuna Deva is a form of Supreme Lord. He is the supreme living being, and he is the source of our vitality. He is the living force. He is the maintainer. He is the sustainer. So he knows. So they pray to the Varanadeva. So being that they are worshipping Lord, Supreme Lord. And they are offering the Lord with formful of water. They have taken the water from the sacred rivers and they offer the obeisances to the Lord in the form of Varunadeva. And also, we can see that 7 mountains and 7 rivers of this. And the verse number, actually, if you see we discussed 5 verses. In the verse number 18, we can see geographical dimensions. How Krauncha Dvipa, this is the 5th Dvipa, and it is surrounded by Milk Ocean, and it is what is the dimension. So like that we discussed in the verse 8. Verse 19, so it was pierced by the weapons of Kartikeya. That also we discussed. Why? When Kartikeya was fighting with Sura demons, some of the weapons were attacking the mountain and it is getting destroyed. Again, it is protected by Varunadeva and when it is bathed with milk ocean. And verse number 20, we are discussing about the ruler. So who was the ruler? Vrata Pristha, son of the Priyavrata. And we can see these, we also discussed just now, they are saintly kings. They know how to deal with the nature and they know how to use the resources in the service of Lord. And in this connection, Srila Rupa Goswami in the matter of devotion, he has given some quotations, some important concepts to understand. So Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.2.255, the verse number, Anasakta Vishayan Yadarham Upayunjata Nirbandhe Krishna Sambandhe Yukta Vairagyam Uchate. So what it means? So there is a relation between this verse and the rulers of the Kronchadvipa. So rulers of the Kronchadvipa, they know very well how to use the resources. They are so opulent. These Dvipas are so opulent. And they can enjoy the material. They can enjoy all the resources for their sense gratification. But according to this, Rupa Goswami, we can see that Anasakta Vishayan. So they are detached from these material things. So it is not only not only required we detached, but also other thing is needed. When you detach with some other material things, that's okay. You are not using for your sense gratification, but use those things for the service of the Lord. That is very, very important to understand. So Nirbandhe Krishna Sambandhe, if you understand these, even though they are material things, they are created by Lord's external energy. We can use them in the service of Lord. Nirbandhe Krishna Sambandhe, each and everything is related to Krishna. We can use these things in the service of Lord. So not only having the concept of detachment, and also you should understand these things we can use in the service of Lord. Yukta, that means you are situated in the right vairagya, right renunciation. These saintly kings who are ruling the dvipas, they have that sense. So they detached completely from the material things, and they are using that resources in the service of Lord in the form of Varuna God. And also they know that these are Krishna Sambandhe, these material things are related to Krishna. That means they are situated in right vairagya, right renunciation. So in another verse, next verse, Srila Rupa Goswami says, Prapanchika buddhya hari sambandha vyastuna. So hari sambandha vyastuna, so that means the things which is connected to the Lord. Mumikshakabi parityago vairagyam palgu kartaye. That means if you are detached, just like a Mayavadi people, they say Jagat Satyam, Brahma Satyam, Jagat Nityam. So they take Brahman as a reality, but they ignore material things. So they don't know, they don't have the concept. This is, even though it is material, we can use these material things in the service of Lord. They just reject material, they detach from the material things, and they just have the concept of liberation. So merging into the Lord, like that. So they don't have a knowledge. These things, even though they are material, they are created by Lord. We can use these things in the service of Lord. These are all Nirbandhe Krishna Sambandhe. They are related to the Lord. They are connected to the Lord. So that type of renunciation is Palgu renunciation, false renunciation, without knowledge. So these things are also Krishna related things. We can use them in the service of Lord. They are created by Lord. So nothing in this universe, nothing in this world is without the sambandha, without relation of Lord. Everything is related to Lord. Just like we are this, so just like a laptop, mobiles, these are all material things. So we can use these things in the service of Lord. So for discussing for glorification of the Lord, so for glorification of the devotees, for preaching purpose, like that we can use. So even though the material things, water, fire, they're all material, but we can use them in the service of Lord, each and everything. That concept is very, very important. So that is false renunciation and real renunciation. Real renunciation means situated in the devotional service, detaching everything for your sense gratification and use them in the service of Lord to gratify the senses of the Lord. That is real Yukta Vairagyam. That is real renunciation. So these kings, these saintly kings, they have two types of renunciations. That is, so renouncing from the material, detaching from the material things and using that resources in the service of Lord. And the second renunciation, they detached from the material things and completely absorbed in the service of Lord. So that's why they know very well how to deal with the material nature. So that because this entire creation was created by divine arrangement. It's not like that, like the modern scientists say, Big Bang theories, evolutionary theories. So no. So it's a systematic and it was created by divine arrangement and was ruled systematically by the saintly kings with spiritual realizations. So by these two verses, Rupa Goswami is giving us the concept how you have to be engaged in these material things. Even though you are living in this material world, so you detach from your sense gratification, using them for your sense gratification. You use them in the service of Lord. Then you are firmly situated in this um, renunciation. That is actual renunciation. Without knowledge, these are material. So detaching from them completely, not using them for the service of the Lord, that is also not renunciation. That is false renunciation. So that is the one thing we can understand from this uh, purpose of Srila Prabhupada. And also very important thing is we are experiencing these surroundings by our little limited experiences. Whatever we see, we think, whatever we have, whatever we perceive with our limited senses. And the scientists, the so-called scientists also, they are creating so many hypotheses, phenomena based on their limited senses. They see that, they think that is the correct with limited senses. But Srila Prabhupada is saying that, so come out of that zone. So thinking from your senses, from your lenses, come out of that. Use chakshu, the lenses of spiritual lenses, jnana chakshu. So Shastra chakshu, use that chakshu and experience these surroundings with the spiritual injunctions through the Bhagavatam, through the eyes of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Understand these concepts through the, and we may be bewildered by seeing. So in the Jambudvipa, we already discussed there are 9 Varshas, Ilavrita Varsha, Ketamala Varsha, so Badras Varsha, Harivansha, Bharata Varsha. There are so many Varshas. And if you see, this is called Bhaumya Swarga. Why it is called Bhaumya Swarga means there are so many opulences are there. So once you see in the around the Ilavrita Varsha, there was a big river, mango fruits. It gives the mango, the one fruit is 480 kilos. When it fell down, it make a mango juice. So Arunada river. And from another big tree, 100 rivers, they flow. So 100 rivers, one river gives milk, yogurt, honey. So some rivers give beddings, clothes, jewelry. So no need to work actually. So everything is provided by that mountain. So it's so opulent. Their lives are simply enjoying. So these dvipas, if you study these dvipas, so we understand how the living entities are enjoying and how. So that's what this is the one of the topic in Srimad Bhagavatam. Sarga, Visarga, Sthanam, Poshanam. So we are discussing the Sthanam actually, how this planetary system is arranged. So who is what? So what they are going, where they are going, what they are doing, why they are staying. So how these planetary systems are arranged, how these are maintained. So the sthanam is the living entities are giving the place to live, and it was maintained by Supreme Lord. And how he's protecting, how he's giving opulences, how he's giving things to live. That's why it's called Sthitir Ananta Vijaya. So excellence of the Supreme Lord. Then why Supreme Lord in the form of Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu, he is maintaining these whole universes. So we can see his excellence compared to the creation of Brahma and compared to the annihilation of Lord Shiva. That is why he is called Ananta Vijaya. So we can see the excellence of Lord Krishna when he is arranging all these opulences in these Vipas. And Prabhupada also says that sees with the chakshu, the eyes from the eyes of, through the eyes of Srimad Bhagavatam, not with your little experience. So Prabhupada also warning us. So it is very important to understand you should not aim for these vipas which are full of opulences. So you aim to go back to Godhead. So that's why the Bharata Varsha is specially discussed in one of these chapters. So this is a karma bhumi. So if you take a birth in this Bharata Varsha, you get liberation, you get chance to do devotional service, and you get liberated. And Prabhupada is warning us, don't be bewildered by these vipas. Don't get aim to go to these vipas. Why it is explained? Because Parikshit Maharaj asked to Sukadeva Goswami. So this is the first chapters of 5th canto. After seeing how Prevrata Maharaj was created all these ditches, so in the beginning of the 16th chapter, the Parikshit Maharaj asked Sukadeva Goswami, so why these ditches are created? What are the dimensions? Who are living there? So in order to answer these questions, Sukadeva Goswami explained the entire chapters from 16 to 22 journal. This is the about the geography, the structure of universe. This is called the alternative of the Vedic alternative of modern Big Bang theory, modern evolutionary theory, and modern astronomy. And this is called Vedic cosmology. The chapters and the things we are learning through these chapters are Vedic cosmology. It's not modern cosmology. This is cosmology created and they explained through the Bhagavatam. So there are so many devotees, and there are so many acharyas also. They worked so much to bring all these points, how they are situated, how it is, how the planets are there, how it is. So now we in the Srishti, the Visarga of the Brahma, we have seen that the 14 planetary systems in the lotus flower, they are created vertically. So 14 planetary system. Now we are discussing how dvipas in this Bhumandala around the Mount Meru, how dvipas are created around the Mount Meru in a horizontal. Now we are discussing the horizontal structure of the universe. So around the Mount Meru, like Jambudvipa, Plakshadvipa, Salmali Dvipa, so they go around this. The horizontally they are increasing. So we can study both vertical planetary system and horizontal structure of the universe. And Prabhupada also warning us, so don't aim for going to another planets, just bewildering. Even though they have opulences, the devotional service is very, very less because they are distracted from these opulences. Even demigods, one of the previous chapters we have studied, even demigods, they are praying to Lord to come and take birth in Bhartavarsha. So that is the land of devotion, karma bhumi. So we can get liberated. And also in these verses, how these are 7 mountains and 7 rivers are created, like Sukla, Vardhamana, Bhojana, and Upabarhina, Nanda, Nandana, Sarvatobhadra. And these mountains, they provide herbs and they protect these inhabitants from the attacks. And 7 rivers, Habaya, Amrutogha, Arvaka, Tirthavati, Rupavati, Pavitravati, Sukla. So they are very sanctified rivers. They are very pure. They give the nourishment pure, and they give the inhabitants that spiritual consciousness. So they totally depend on these rivers and mountains, and they worship the Varuna god. And also in the 22nd verse, so the 4 castes also described, the Purushas, Rishabhas, Dravinas, and Devakas. So everywhere, if you go anywhere, the caste system is there. It was created by Lord Krishna only. So he says in Bhagavad Gita, Chaturvarnam Maya Srishtam. So these 4 Chaturvarnas, Varnashramas created by me only. So the castes also created. We can see all this in this Varsha also. And what is the purpose of reading all this? Prabhupada explains that the purpose is to understand what is the engagement of living entities, what they are doing, how they are given the place, sthanam is given. So that is the purpose of studying this entire structure of universe. And what is the intention? Intention means we have to appreciate the creation of the Lord. So Prabhupada is saying that this is given to appreciate, not to get bewildered by those appliances. Appreciate the Creator. Who is the created? Supreme Personality of Godhead. So He is creating. So appreciation. So by appreciation, we come closer to the Lord. We can get the close association with Him. That is our material intention and spiritual intention also. Getting closer to the Lord, understanding the Lord in a better way, and coming closer to the Lord, and appreciation is creation, and how these dvipas, how these planets are arranged. Also, we can come to know with this Vedic cosmology. And Prabhupada also saying that experience these surroundings, these dvipas, this planetary system through your Chakshu, Jnana Chakshu, Shastra Chakshu, through Srimad Bhagavatam. So these are the points I would like to share today. So if anything is there, you can add, and you can add anything. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you very much explaining all the points of this verse and also the greater picture of the creation, how the Lord has created the universe and the whole planetary system. And one thing has to be understood, we have to understand that all this as the Lord is created, and he is the real maintainer, He is the creator, He is the maintainer, and it is through Him the annihilation also comes. So if we understand that, um, for that we have to we have to create an consciousness or spiritual consciousness by which we can understand it. As you have rightly told, we have to see it in the eyes of Bhagavatam and not from our material eyes. When uh, we are seeing the things in our material eyes, it is quite likely we will be confused and we will not understand this. So that's why our acharyas have told us to hear Bhagavatam regularly. Once we hear Bhagavatam daily, that it removes the contamination from our heart, and our consciousness is purified. And with purified consciousness, when you are in a mood of goodness, then we can understand, we can see the things properly and understand also the things properly. So it is our responsibility to remain conscious of the God at every moment, so that our consciousness remain in touch with the Lord. And in this way, we can view the things properly and make our life perfect by serving the Lord, who is our master and which is our, which is our original relationship with the Lord. If we understand that, we can serve the Lord better, and in this way, make our life successful, giving all the facilities Lord has given us and utilize it for the service of the Lord.
Yes.
And not being confused, like as you're told by the Mayavadis, that rejecting this is material, this is spiritual. But as Prabhupada has put it, everything is spiritual when you look in it from the spiritual point of view, and can be utilized for the service of the Lord. And utilizing it for the service of the Lord is the real service to the Lord. Hare Krishna. With that, I am concluding.
Thank you
Ending.
so much.
Mataji. If anybody has any other realization, they can make it. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Yes, sir. Every day we have to read Srimad Bhagavatam. That is the whole point, so that we can understand more and more about Lord, and we can understand His supremacy.
Hare Krishna, Mata. It appears there is no other person to make any comments, so the class may be concluded. Thank you once again for your very nice class, explaining all the things from different angles. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Vancha kalpatarubhyascha
कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंतकोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय जय सावित्री माता जी की जय
Srila Prabhupada ki
जय
all good assembled devotees. Hare
हरे
Krishna.
कृष्णा
Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा माता